Let's talk about Denise Richards, who, thank God she got her current relationship, because she out here saying that. Now, I didn't think it was this big of a deal. That's why I didn't talk about it, because I had heard about it a while ago that Denise Richards and her husband, Aaron, or her estranged husband, Aaron, were breaking up. He filed for divorce, but she's claiming that he put pause on her. And most recently revealed a photo, specifically the People magazine, which is why I got this story from, of her with a black eye. Now, I'm gonna warn y'all, now I don't know, on this show, we don't do trigger warnings on other stuff, but when you see this picture, y'all about to gag. So, there she is with the black eye. So now, in court documents obtained by People, Richards, who's 54, requested a temporary domestic violence, DV, because you got to watch what you say on YouTube. DV restraining order against Pfeiffer's, who's 49, sharing alleged details and photos, accusing her ex of physical assault. Now, she said, quote, Aaron would frequently violently choke me, violently squeeze my head, with both hands. What does he think he is, Jason Voorhees? That's a move he be doing in his movies. In the movies. Squeeze my head with both hands, tightly squeeze my arms, violently slap me in my face and head, aggressively slam my head into the bathroom towel rack, threaten to unalive me, hold me down with his knee on my back to the point where I would have to plead with him to get off me so that he would not unalive me, and that's not the word she's using the K word, and hack into my laptop and phone and download all of my text messages. This is what she alleged in court documents. Aaron regularly threatened to break my jaw and would cry, begging me to stay and promise to get help, none of which ever happened. So she married herself a white diddy, minus the freak offs. Now, she also alleged that her ex has caused me at least 3 concussions. Now, Richards also said that she has been afraid to report his alleged behavior to the police because he had repeatedly threatened to unalive himself and me if I reported him to the police, among his other threats to harm to me and himself if he was reported for his abuse to anyone. She cited July 4th to the 14th as the day of the most recent alleged assault, claiming that she asked Pfeiffer's and his family to move out of townhouses she had leased. In the documents, Richards alleged that on July 4th, Pfeiffer's got within 2 inches of my face and screamed degrading profanities, including calling her the C word, the W word, which would be rhymes with more, and piece of ish. Richards also, not the cunt word, share. Now, it said Richards also alleged that the next day her ex made the same comments in the presence of his father, Stephen Pfeiffer's. I wonder if that's where he learned that behavior. Because if you feel uncomfortable enough to be cursing your wife out and being abusive to her verbally in front of your own damn father, I wouldn't be surprised if that was a behavior you learned from your own damn parents. Now, Richards also claimed that Stephen also began yelling at me and threatened to tell the internet that she was a rhymes with more. But here's the thing. If she's such a whore, then why was you up in there filming for her OnlyFans? Like, wasn't he, didn't she say like he was over there, like he would do the camera work and stuff when she was doing whatever it was that she was doing on OnlyFans? Because I don't know what a lot of you Hollywood people be doing over there. Y'all do probably like Wild Things, PG-13, S type stuff where y'all want to show feet and all this other stuff. I don't think y'all show them puss on, OnlyFans. Because I don't think she was. If she is, let me know in the comments. But I don't know. She gives me like, I'm just posing sexually suggestively in lingerie. And these men be at home beating themselves off like Little Kim in Double XL. You know that line from How Many Licks? But anyway, so they said the Bravo star alleged that later that same day, Pfeiffer's grabbed both of my arms forcefully and pushed me and dragged me to the ground. I landed hard on the stairs, causing me immense pain. She also claimed that when she threatened to call the police on July 5th, Pfeiffer said, I would like to see the cops take me away. I will blow everything up if they try. She alleged in the documents that throughout our marriage, Aaron threatened to unalive me and put me and himself and the police. Well, I don't know how you're going to do that. The police got done. They're going to pow your ass before you even get a pow off. So she also claimed that Pfeiffer's owns at least 8 unregistered guns and multiple bulletproof vests. What if he voted for Trump? This is what this is giving. And here's the thing, before I get into the rest of this story, I actually believe her. And I'm going to tell you why. Because sometimes when I watched them on the Housewives of Beverly Hills, there was always something about him I did not like. It just, I have a real good instinct when it comes to people. And I was just like, oh, he's good looking. But there's something about this man that just reeked sinister. Like, I was about it. Like, he was giving me Patrick Bateman. Like, that's what I was getting. American Psycho. Like, that's the kind of like the vibe I was getting. I may have mentioned that in the past when I've talked about the Housewives of Beverly Hills that I ain't particularly care for him. But now that you're saying all of this, I'm glad that my instincts proved correct. Richards also claimed that Fibers threatened that I would disappear if I called the police and said he repeatedly abused her throughout their marriage. The former couple tied the knot in 2018. Now, she also accused her ex of going through her phone and laptop while she slept and putting her messages on his laptop, saying, quote, Aaron woke me up and screamed at me, you effing B. I went into your computer and saw your text messages. First of all, why would you even admit that, you dummy? Calling her a lying B, she alleged in court documents. Richards also alleged that Fiverr smashed her with the palm of his hand on her head while she was using the toilet while screaming at me repeatedly, give me your effing phone. She also claimed that Pfeiffer's refused to let her go on a trip without him, saying he grabbed me in the back by the back of my head, by my hair, and slammed me into the ground and screamed, you are not canceling my flight. I'm going with you and I do not trust you. Richards also requested that Fibers return her laptop as well as all pictures, recordings, and cell phones, noting that she wanted him to be prohibited from using, delivering, copying, printing, and disclosing any text messages, emails, photos, notes, or any content from my cell phone or laptop or any other electronic device. Richards also requested that Fibers pay her legal expenses as well as other expenses caused by the alleged abuse. She also requested that Fibers attend a 52-week batterer intervention program. First of all, does he have money? Because I just heard his businesses went out of business. So where he getting this coin from? Now, Fibers filed for divorce on Monday, July 7th. He listed the date of separation as July 4th and cited irreconcilable differences, as they always do, as the reason for their split. Richards was granted a temporary restraining order from the Superior Court of California on Wednesday, July 16th. That would be yesterday. She did not request a restraining order for her children. But at this point, she doesn't really need it, or they don't really need it, because her kids with Charlie Sheen, Sammy and Lola, they're in their 20s, so they're good. But she does have an adopted child named Eloise, who's 14. So he has no authority over Eloise. He's not legally her guardian. The only one who is legally adopted the child would be Denise. So they don't have any kids. I don't even think he has kids. So if all of this is true, we're supposed to believe the women if they're abused. I'm glad that finally, they've getting out of the situation. The crazy part about this is he filed first. So it kind of makes you wonder, is it's like, okay, so if he's the one that filed first, saying irreconcilable differences, but now she's coming out and saying that he abused her, even though we're looking and seeing like a whole black eye. So that has to be believed, right? Like that has to be real and not doctored. I know everybody, but it could be AI with all this, that, and the other. I'm sure they can authenticate it and see if what it is what it is. But there has to be some type of, I don't know. I just feel like in my heart of hearts, there's some truth to a lot of what's going on. And if he was going around abusing her, she did say she was afraid for her life and stuff. But look, I guess now at this point, he did you a favor by actually leaving the relationship, because many people, when they're in these type of relationships, don't even get out alive. The statistic is always, it takes a person. There are men who are in abusive relationships as well. So that's why I'm saying a person, leaving it vague. It takes a person a whopping 7 times before they walk away from a abusive relationship completely. Hence why I still don't understand to this day why people still making excuses in regards of like, well, Cassie was an equal participant and all that girl was abused. So when you've been emotionally broken before you're physically broken, because that's how they do you. They get you with the emotional shit first, and then starts the abuse. Because they've gotten in your mind and you don't even know what hit you. So then you thinking that's love. Because like she said, that when he was putting hands on her, he would be like, "Oh, I'm sorry," and I would cry, and I'll get help and all those other things, and she would believe it because you truly believe that that person you're in love with is gonna do what they got to do to leave you be with the physical stuff, and they're trying to rehabilitate and they're gonna try to get better, but not realizing that they're just trying to finagle their way out of a situation only to do it again to you later on. So I'll definitely keep abreast of this story as it develops. I was not expecting Denise Richards to come out and say all of this. I don't know. For some reason, in my gut of guts, I was like, yeah, we heard about the divorce, but I knew there was going to be more coming out soon. I just didn't know it was going to be something about he was beating her up and stuff. So that shocked me. But then again, I shouldn't be shocked by half of the crap that happens in Hollywood any damn way. So I say all this to you guys. What do you think of this story regarding Denise Richards saying that her estranged husband, Aaron, threatened to take her life and he was being physically abusive to her throughout their marriage? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments down below.